I would like to introduce you to a revolutionary new building system called Bolt-A-Blok. It's a brand new system that can construct less expensive and stronger structures that go up faster than any current building technique. Our system uses three basic parts. This is a standard single block bar. It has indicators on both sides that show which direction to place it, as well as a through hole and a threaded hole. Our bolts have a tapered tip to make it easier to start the bolt into the threaded hole of a bar during assembly. Also, all of our bolts and bars are made of a long-lasting anti-corrosive steel. Next, we have our blocks. This one is a modular 16 by 8 by 8 design with 3 cores instead of 2. It also has a recess on top for a bar to fit into place. Our system starts with a footer block. A footer block is a solid 4-inch block with 2 recessed pockets where the starter bars are attached. These starter bars are used to catch the first bolts. As you place the footer blocks on a level surface, you can stack the first standard block on top. Now, with a single bar in place, you can place the bolts into the through holes and footer to meet the threaded starter bar underneath. The bolts are tightened and both these blocks are now locked together. Next, we stack the second block on top and repeat the system. When building a long wall, the process can be speeded up with the use of what we call a double or a triple bar that spans 2 and 3 blocks respectively. Upon completing an assembly of a full structure, we have a safe, strong, inhabitable building since there's no wait time for any mortar to cure. As these next 2 bolts are tightened into the bar below, you are using our specialized technique called unitized post-tensioning to create a solid monolithic structure. A great feature of our product is that all of the materials involved are simply reusable. If you would like to move the structure or add on to an existing structure, simply remove the bolts and begin disassembly and reuse of the same parts for the next job. Here we have a sample wall made of running bonds, where each block overlays 2 blocks below it. The running bond is commonly used in most masonry walls. Here we add another block on top in a running bond fashion and fasten it with 2 bolts and a single bar. Already this block functions as part of one monolithic wall. Our unitized post-tensioning system is versatile in that the steel network allows for the addition of running bonds and stack bonds, as well as 90-degree corners and T-walls. Here, we're going to add a second block on top to make a stack bond on top of the wall. This combination of techniques is important when you're adding doors and windows, which we will cover later. As you can see, this stack bond is held strong by the steel connections and ready for expansion. These blocks have been cut away to better show the network of anti-corrosive steel within the assembled blocks. You can see the bars that run between each course of blocks and the bolts that connect them. The tensile strength of the steel combines with the compressive strength of the blocks to create great overall strength in the entire wall. Here we put the finishing touches on a tall stack bond. We're going to lay it down to form a little bridge. Our workman is quite confident in his work and the strength of our product. As you can see, there is no flex in this assembly as he applies his weight. The unitized post-tensioning pulls all these blocks together and handles his weight with ease. This is a corner configuration. Our system is so strong, our workman confidently climbs up this partially completed 20-foot corner. Because there is no mortar or concrete mix involved in our system, temperature and humidity are not an issue at the building site, thus extending the building season for do-it-yourselfers and contractors alike. Here's the beginning of a safe room. It has 4 solid walls and a doorway, and already you can see our builder is safe from flying debris. Bolt-A-Blok structures would be ideal for areas with extreme weather conditions like hurricanes and tornadoes. Our modular block design allows our product to be fully compatible with all standard building materials. An insulation board can be easily attached to the flat surface with an adhesive. Our blocks compensate for the 3/8" mortar used in masonry works, so we are compatible with standard foundation vents, windows, doors, and other systems. A sill plate is easily attached by bolting it directly to the steel bars. This sill plate is now tied directly to the strength of the steel network, making for a very strong wall connection. On top of the foundation in a typical wood-built home is a sill plate, floor joists connected to a band board, a layer of flooring, and on top of that, 2x4s make up the plates and studs for the wall. There are a total of 6 wood-to-wood connections in this standard building method, which over a span of time will mean 6 potential points of weakness. Bolt-A-Blok's innovative ledger block is molded with an additional 4-inch ledge. With the ledge turned inside, we attach a small sill plate to the ledge. Then we use floor joists that average 6.5 inches shorter on each end. That saves over a foot of lumber on each joist. No band board is needed and 5% less floor deck is needed. A large sill plate covers the foundation and holds the standard wall studs. The sill plate is bolted directly onto the bars of the foundation, making for a stronger wall in a wood-built home. These features alone save an average of $400 to $700 in a 2,000 square foot home. This gives you a good view of the fewer floor connections and the wood savings that you get when you build with a Bolt-A-Blok system. If we combine the savings in wood, the savings in labor, and the savings by not having to use concrete in the footer, we quickly see the savings is in thousands of dollars per home. Plus, of course, the job is quicker. Another spatially molded block has a notch in it for a small plastic anchor. This small plastic anchor and a 3-cent drywall screw combine to be used with any interior or exterior wall finishing option. The small anchor is locked in place by the next course of blocks. Simply line up the furring strip or stud and drive the screws straight into place. Place the strip horizontally to affix siding and other exterior finishes. A slightly larger anchor affixes on the end of the block to provide a way to attach a door frame or window frame directly to the block. Each connection is strong enough to hold any door, window, wall, or cabinet. Concrete by itself is not waterproof, but a Bolt-A-Blok is compatible with all current below-grade waterproofing methods. Here we show some samples of a rubber fibers covering, a bituminous coating, and a stucco-like surface material. These materials are easily acquired and applied to the flat wall surface. A Bolt-A-Blok wall does not develop stair-step-like cracks associated with masonry walls. This will provide an excellent method to make sure that finished basements stay dry. The open concept within a Bolt-A-Blok system allows you to create a pillar of immense strength. Here's the beginning of a small pilaster made from 3 blocks. By adding additional blocks around and around, this design can form pillars for new bridges, piers, and other applications. A 4-block system can be placed around existing parts, such as a column of steel, concrete, or standard masonry block. This is a small pilaster design to show how we can build around the outside of current structures for added integrity. The Bolt-A-Blok system has been through much rigorous internal and independent testing. Our third-party testing has confirmed our strength and compliance to building codes. They have tested over 70 Bolt-A-Blok walls in transverse, compressive, lateral, and shear tests. Now that you understand what Bolt-A-Blok is all about and how our system works, we would like to take you outside to really put these concepts into motion. We're going to show you how to start a basic foundation for a basement or crawl space. Just by using Bolt-A-Blok for a foundation, you can save a lot of time and money over the traditional methods. Normally, once the ditch is opened up, concrete would be poured in and allowed to cure for at least 24 hours before any actual building begins. With our system, self-compacting half-inch aggregate stone can be immediately placed into the ditch and leveled to begin building a foundation. Our builder is about to begin the foundation. He starts in the corner and makes sure the first two blocks are positioned correctly. If desired or needed, he places two cross ties adjacent to the inline block. Remember that all these footer blocks have starter bars that are threaded to attach the first bolts. Now that the footer blocks are all in place, he's ready to start with his first course. As you can see, the blocks go into place very quickly. He is using a simple rubber mallet to adjust the blocks. Everybody that uses Bolt-A-Blok will have their own methods for assembly. This builder likes to lay the blocks at once. Then he uses his triple bars where possible and finishes off with a single or double bar. Now all the bolts are lined up and ready. He can take his driver and tighten each bolt right down the line, locking all the blocks into one level structure. Because the footer blocks were laid on level stone, he can be sure his first course is level, as well as all the courses that are laid above it. The bubble is right where he wanted it. Now another builder takes over. This shows that it's easy to pick up where you left off, and anyone who understands the system can jump in and begin building. A single tradesman can quickly complete a foundation job. It's important to have all the materials close to the area where they will be needed. By comparison, a mason and a helper can usually average laying one block in about 4 minutes. They must apply the mortar so that it's smooth, level the base for the next block to sit on. Then they must level each block in all 3 axes. Then they must wait before building up the next course. As you can see, with Bolt-A-Blok, there is no wait time. From the time the ditch is finished, we are ready to put up a foundation in the same day. With the materials properly organized, our foundations and walls can go up very, very quickly. Both of our builders have now decided to work together as a team. Again, there are an endless number of assembly methods. Here, one of the builders is working from the inside, roughly placing the material, while the other builder is on the outside doing the fine-tuning of the attachment of the bars and the bolts. We see another triple bar in use, followed by a double bar. The longer bars really speed up the process on long walls. Some builders will like to utilize a tool belt to keep their bolts and driver right by their side. With the bolts in place, the builder on the outside is going to tighten them, while the inside builder finishes out the corner. Once you become familiar with our system, it is common for a builder to be able to install a block in less than 30 seconds. These two builders, working together, have just completed about 6 blocks in a minute and a half. Here's a partially completed foundation. Upon finishing the block construction, the sill plate can be added with ease. Again, the plate is bolted directly to the steel bars and linked to the strength of the steel network within the entire wall. Even this partially completed corner is strong enough to bear weight. Our builder, again confident in the strength of our product, takes a walk on top of this freshly finished wall. This is a demonstration of the immediate strength acquired with the Bolt-A-Blok system. A Bolt-A-Blok system will go up extremely fast, but more importantly, it is immediately ready to finish and inhabit. Insulation can be applied with the standard adhesive. A perimeter drain can be dropped into place to keep the excess water away from the base of the foundation. Backfilling is also immediately possible without requiring any added bracing. Bolt-A-Blok can be customized in any way to make any structure in a strong fashion. Anyone who becomes familiar with our system will begin to come up with their own ideas of how to apply it. We hope this brief demonstration has shown you the use and versatility of a Bolt-A-Blok system.